Assad falls, hope for the hostages rises. If you're not following what's going on in Syria, here's what you need to know. There's an historic seismic transformation in the Middle East that affects the entire world, including Christians living in Syria and Lebanon. The Assad regime's sudden collapse in Syria marks the end of over 5 decades of Assad family rule. Bashar Assad, who once used chemical weapons on his own people, has fled and ceded Syria's government to ISIS jihadis. In a swift 12-day offensive led by Islamist terror group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, rebels seized Aleppo, that's Syria's second largest city, in 3 days. And then over the weekend, Damascus fell as well. Now, this isn't the fall of Damascus discussed in Isaiah 17, described as the city being left in a heap of ruins. But it is important to know how all this happened. Because of Israeli forces, they took direct action against Hezbollah and Iran, Assad's main supporters. And make no mistake, the terror groups threatening Israel are connected by one common thread: the Islamic Republic. Hezbollah decided to intervene in Israel's war with Hamas, remember, right after October 7th, in support of the terrorists in Gaza. Big mistake. Israel has decimated Hamas. It's devastated Hezbollah. Here's Prime Minister Netanyahu.
This is a historic day for the Middle East. The collapse of the Assad regime, the tyranny in Damascus, offers great opportunity, but also is fraught with significant dangers. This collapse is a direct result of our forceful action against Hezbollah and Iran, Assad's main supporters. It set off a chain reaction of all those who want to free themselves from this tyranny and its oppression.
So who's in charge now in Syria? And is this good or bad for Israel, for America, for the West? The person who led the rebellion is a radical named Abu Muhammad al-Golani. He's a former leader of al-Qaeda who may force Syria to become an Afghanistan 2.0. with a Sharia law that oppresses women, restricts freedom. The Islamist forces were chanting Allahu Akbar as they stormed the presidential palace and defeated the Syrian army. This spells trouble for the Christian community in Syria. There's around 300,000 people there or so. That's less than 2% of the population. Now, the major new development is Hamas has come back to the negotiating table to discuss a deal to release the Israeli hostages. Hamas submitted a list of names to mediators, including 4 American citizens. These are people who are elderly, those with medical conditions. The negotiations have reached an advanced stage. Now, the other significant development is the IDF is in Syria, taking control of the Syrian side of Mount Hermon and the Golan Heights to contain the fighting to Syria. President Trump has waited. He said the U.S. should stay out of it. He says, and I quote, "This is not our fight," while President Biden has pledged American aid. If you haven't recognized, genuine peace in Israel comes through strength. Genuine peace in the Middle East, power. Power is the language that the people here speak. What we are witnessing isn't just the reshaping of political boundaries, it's the unfolding of something far more significant in this land that the prophets wrote about, and we are watching it all unfold together. Reporting from Israel for the Real Life Network, I'm Daniel Cohen.